All right, so that's how we start off the show today, talking about the NBA. A lot of interesting results. Good that the Greek Freak is back doing his thing for his team up against Chicago Bulls.
Absolutely.
Cecilia, let's start with the results first.
Yeah.
Couple of matches played in the NBA. You have Miami Heat also in action, although they lost to the Washington Wizards. We just talked about the Milwaukee Bucks defeating the Chicago
Bulls,
Bulls.
that's 123, 102. You also have the Heat and the Wizards. You mentioned that earlier. That was 105 and 123. The Wizards winning that one by as much as almost 19 or 16 points. So that was a huge one for them. Also, we have another winning team. It was the other game between the Nets and the Timberwolves. It was 115 and 122, and that game went into overtime. So this is actually Minnesota's Timberwolves' first home win since September 13th after their collapse. That's a Brooklyn Nets 125, 122, and 115 in overtime. Shabazz Napier registered a season high of 24 points for the Timberwolves. And you know we have a Nigerian in that particular team, talking about Josh Okoji on the night while he was played just 18 minutes, had 3 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound for himself. And Spencer Dinwiddie had 36 points, but it wasn't enough for the visiting Nets. Another match on the night was the game between the Suns and the Blazers, 122 and 116. That was a very, very close game. Another one happens to be the game between the Hawks and the Magic, 101 and 93. So the Hawks were able to snap their 10-game skid thanks to that victory away at Orlando, and it was another high, or rather a tough night for the Magic, who their guard, Markelle Fultz, he was just 1 of 7 from the floor and 3 points in 31 minutes of action. Not a good one for him. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, the focus on the night is the game between...
Of course, Milwaukee Bucks. Starman returns and, of course, leads his team. Well, no disrespect to Chicago Bulls. Even without Giannis, I would still expect the Bucks to win. But now he's back, gave his side 23 points and 10 rebounds. He's coming back from a back injury, not a very easy injury to come back from. And they were cruising.
Of course, they were cruising.
They were cruising. I don't think at any point they were in danger of losing that game.
At all.
It was just smooth and plain sailing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was thinking, he missed 2 games, because of that back soreness you mentioned earlier. And I was thinking with that, he may not be at his very best. But for him to score 23 points in 27 minutes, I mean, that was a huge one. He wasn't the only one who posted some good numbers on the night.
Chris Middleton?
Chris Middleton, of course, 25 points. So they improved their record. That's the best in the NBA right now, 35. That's cool. They won 30 games in the new year. And that's why immediately after the game, Giannis was talking about the fact that they did not know that they will even have as much as 30, winning 30 games before the new year. But then he says they also need to improve. Now, if you've won 30 games and you're talking about improvement, what kind of message are you sending to all the teams? Because you talked about the fact that they can do better, they keep improving and all that. They've created a culture of winning, so they just don't like losing.
I think it's a clear message. The Bucks want to win. They want to win the ring this season.
Yeah, the ring. I think that's where it is going to.
If he's saying like that, if he's saying this and he's putting it out there, it means that he wants the Bucks to be more ruthless in whatever they do. And of course, it's a clear sign to all their opponents that, look, we're not going to let you go off easy. We're going to do our best, because a lot of people are already calling the Bucks champions and waiting. So we'll see whether that tag, usually that tag, that's what I'm saying. Usually that tag does 2 things. Some wear that tag and they go all out and win. And some, it just drowns them. It drags them down. So we'll see whether or not the Milwaukee Bucks will be able to, not put up an underwhelming performance because of that tag.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's take a look at those guys who put up some big numbers on the night. We have 4 for you this morning, starting with, Spencer Dinwiddie. I mean, he was on the losing side.
For the Nets.
36 points for the Nets, 36 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. But that just wasn't enough for his side. Giannis, we mentioned him earlier, of course, a double-double on the night, 23, 10, and 6. We also have Devin Booker, was another player who posted some big numbers on the night. He had 33 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. And the final guy on the night happens to be Damian Lillard. He had 33 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists for his team. And after that, they were able to, get some good numbers on the night. But the guy who had 36 points on the losing side, that's really, really painful.
Yeah, it's very painful for Damian.
Yeah.
Damian and CJ McCollum, those two names always come up anytime we talk about the Portland Trailblazers. We'll see how far they can go this season. But that's going to be our beat on the NBA. Always interesting. Of course, trust us to give you more as the games progresses. So, but let's...